your I will statement. Ready, read.
I will learn to quote accurately from the text when explaining what the text says explicitly and when drawing inferences from the text.
We have been working on quoting directly from the text, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and for the past 2 weeks, we have been learning how to paraphrase and how to quote directly what the author says. Okay, when we use a direct quote, we have to have quotation marks, is what we need. Quotation marks when we have a direct quote, and we cannot do what?
Plagiarize.
We cannot plagiarize. So we can say what we want to say, but we can't say it exactly how it is printed. If we do, we plagiarize. So another way of not plagiarizing and not using exact direct quotes is paraphrasing. But today's lesson is going to focus on the second part of our skill. The second part of the skill is drawing inferences from the text. So we're going to look at what does that really mean. Today we're making inferences. And when we make inferences, we're going to have to figure out what do we do, how do we have evidence, like we have to have on the part test, if the author does not tell us everything that we need to know. First thing, before we start, I want, pick one. Don't open it. 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 And pick one. All right. Each table group has a folded piece of paper. Each paper is different. What you and your group will do is there's one question or two questions on that slip. Together as your group, you need to read it, read the little short story, and see if you have an answer for your question. I'll give you about 2 minutes to get that done. Are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You may begin. Go.
I sure could use some help with all over the living room floor and a baseball not far from our bed. I'm going to kill you, Tommy, Mom yelled to herself as she realized that Tommy's shoes were gone. Okay, question number 1 is what happened to the window, and question number 2 is why did Tommy leave? And the baseball hit the window. Man, what's the window? Yeah.
I don't want to say sandwich.
A flash?
Oh. A flash from the sky like the living room.
Boom! Okay, and it says, how do you know this?
Because you're sitting. Why was Max upset?
He is
need to be a
upset
little bit more
because he
specific about it.
the picnic with his
How?
friends.
Yeah, you could say
Because
the text quotes. Yeah, you could say the text quotes, and you can do the sentence from the text.
the text.
I guess.
We have 1 minute left.
Oh gosh.
See the text quotes.
Are you gonna restate the question?
No. You're supposed to.
It doesn't matter.
There was shattered glass everywhere and there was a baseball not far from there.
Max is upset.
Did you put quotation marks?
Mm-hmm.
You're right there.
You have 10 seconds.
Oh. And then there's another question.
Time is up. Turn your paper over. Okay, Elijah, share with us just in general, what your story was about.
About a guy named Paul and Alice, which I was probably his wife. Every time he comes home, he would have a trash. There would always be a trash bag. He always when he comes home, he always has money to his Muddy Parkland, and Christina Jones, yes, Parkland.
Okay, so there's a man who always comes home with muddy boots. And what was your question? Anybody?
What type of job does Paul work?
What type of job does Paul work? Did they tell you Paul works at blank? No, they didn't. So what did you all come up with? What type of job do you all think Paul has? Yes, they're a construction worker. Okay. This is what today's lesson is all about. Today we're going to have to figure out how we're going to be detectives. When we read things, our author may not tell us everything that we need to know. Listen at this story. Suppose your 2-year-old cousin comes for a visit. You find colorful marks all over the wall and marker stains on your cousin's hands. You know toddlers get into things that make a big mess. Although you didn't see your cousin draw on the walls, you can make an inference that he did. An inference is a way of figuring out something by combining what you already know as evidence, such as clues and facts. So we're going to make inferences today. To make an inference, you're going to take what you already know and make an educated guess. You're going to draw on your personal meanings. Take things that you know. You have to take some clues that the author gives you to come up with your own conclusion. We're going to do our station and rotation with our groups. You know which group you are and you know where you need to start. I need the materials managers for each group. If there's something that your group needs, I need you to go get it off the back table back there. If your group needs to move to the computer, you may move. I need your timekeepers to grab the timers out of your bucket. Each activity is based on you making inferences. So you may be given a lot of information, you may be given a little information. You know if you have to work with a partner or if you need to do it independently. Is everybody ready? Timekeeper, start.
Teresa loved riding her bike. Her friend said that she spent more time on wheels than she did on foot. One afternoon, she took a spill and scraped her elbow. I'm glad you were wearing your helmet, her mom said as she put a bandage on Teresa's scrape. I just wish you made helmets for elbows. Teresa said, they do in a way. Her mom said, we'll buy you some elbow pads. Is it more likely that A, Teresa hit a rock with her bike, B, Teresa borrowed her mother's bike helmet, or C, Teresa rode her bike a lot?
I think probably C.
I'd have to say probably
That was because like it already told us that she rode her bike a lot
and just
not
tell her
very
how she got this.
yeah, and just doing inferences would probably be A most of
The answer is actually C.
Kayla never gave up. When she started a project, she saw it. Kyle couldn't sit still. It seemed as if he were in motion all the time. When he was sitting at his desk, he was either drumming his fingers or tapping his shoes. If he was holding a pencil, he would use it like a pen. Being still was definitely not a part of his behavior pattern. Write another detail there, then complete the inference statement.
So we're only supposed to write one in this book?
Yes.
Okay, so it's what the text says. What
So let's go ahead and read what they already put in there. Meldrum's laboratory houses more than 200 tests and artifacts relating to Bigfoot.
What is he interested in?
So this is what they wrote right here.
And we have to write what he's interested in. What else he's interested in?
materials back in your bags and return to your desks. Those of you that are at your computers, are just coming back. Make sure all of your materials get back in your bag so that we will have them for our next rotation. So now you're going to decide, you will choose which activity you want to do for a grade. If you go to the computer, you are taking the Discover Education Pro, you have the code. Quickly type in your code. Remember, you're taking it for the first time. I am taking a grade on your pro. If you decide not to do the pro, there's a passage back here on the back table that you can read and answer the question. They're making inferences. Hunter, tell me one thing or a time where making inferences can be important.
It's important when like you have it on the week section, they have that section or whatever, and you have to use what you know and what the author gives you, and you have to get it right.
Okay, you have to use what the author gives you so that you can get it right. This is your exit ticket question. It says, how can making inferences help you answer questions when you only have limited information given to you from the author? You have sticky notes in your buckets. Grab a sticky note. Everybody grab a sticky note quickly. Make sure your name is on it. And when you are finished answering the question, you will come put your sticky note back here on this table. Today we learned how to make inferences. We will continue to use this skill as we look at different pieces of text so that we can quote directly, paraphrase, and still come up with some really good responses as we prepare for the part test where we need to make inferences.